Koilom Shahak only with Urmi.
I'm gonna bless by him. Hey, it was a good show. He was talking about the Rabbinu and Pantat.
With what? Ah, with the Rebbe Shittis. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Baruch Hashem. Okay. I'm going to finish off Shorty Orokis from the summer. Like I said, we're doing in the summer the Birchos Hanehenin, and next year we're going to do Vaitis. I want to finish off this sugya. Today, what happens is a lot of items that go into the blender, go into all kinds of machines, grinder, blender. I'm only given.
You don't know what is this anymore.
So I see. I actually here's a sefer, and it's published by Kahos in a big sefer, and it's a brachas guide based on the psakim, according to the Piskei Dinim of Admor Hazaken. But I think on this issue, this is very off, very very off.
Well, he's told you the product and the bracha.
Yeah, the product and the bracha. I think he's very very off on this. And we'll read again. We did it quickly at the end of the summer, the last Shabbos. I think there's a lot of items. Basically, is that the Alter Rebbe says that anything which is darker bekach, that's the derech.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the derech, it doesn't lose the bracha.
Okay.
Now today, most of the items that are blended, that's the derech. Most, chickpeas. You can go in America. There is thousands of grocery stores. You can go to Costco, you can go to BJ's, you can go to Stop and Shop, you can go all the big ones, and you can get yourself a bishungerig and b'stashem Torah mitzvahs. You can get a bag of carrots, and you can go get a thing of sabras hummus, and hostach a ganze suda. How many goyim eat bob for Shalom Zacher?
Huh.
No, what you go you meet Bob? In the Heimish grocery stores, you can buy Thursday night chickpeas with sugar and spices. You have it.
It's a Yiddish Michael.
That's a Yiddish Michael. So how come in a lot of the brachas? But how could he say that hummus is shahakol? Hummus, it's a derech achilose. 95% of chickpeas is turned by Pepsi Cola into a Yiddish from guy had made sabra, and
Somebody's not owned by a Jewish anymore.
no, he sold it for
Chinese or Korean,
no, Arab, I think. He sold it
multi-million-dollar.
Yeah.
All the goyim start eating it.
Mm-hmm.
He introduced it to the
All the goyim start eating
sabra.
Right. So Pepsi Cola bought it for him. Is a Hamish guy from Brooklyn? Bought it from Meches $100 million.
Right. Nothing big.
Very big. And that was
Darko Bekach now is the way we eat it.
Darke Bekach. It's very Darke Bekach. I see here he brings about potato kugel. See the people. Yeah, he says
potato kugel also is a shop.
Yeah, he says depends. If the pieces of potato are not visible, shakal. I'm shakal. But most potatoes today.
Nobody make a potato kugel.
How many people eat potatoes? Just pieces of potatoes, roasted potatoes. People eat roasted potatoes.
Yeah, you could go to a
French fries, yeah. But mashed potatoes, potato kugel.
It's more blended than
more blended than that.
Right.
And Bechal, who says that you need to have more? Now we'll talk about it in a minute.
Darko is not more.
Who says darker means that's yeah. I'll talk in a minute. I think there's 3 shittas in what darker means. But I think that the Alter Rebbe holds a middle shitta. Darker means that this is a normal thing. That most of the people will, if you give it to them, so they're not going to say ichsan. So, oh, it's delicious. Not that roy. In other words, there was a time in America, maybe, if you give someone a hummus on a plate, what's this? Mm-hmm. So, but if most people, if you give it to them, say, oh, it's delicious. You don't have to check. Well, no, we'll get to that in a minute. 3 shittas and what's that. But bottom line is, there's a lot of things today. For example, there is
all the chips and all this stuff. This is all blended.
A lot of things. Sure, a lot of things are blended. I'll give you an example. Today, in a lot of the Hamish stores, Makovit Shabbos, and you buy these little containers of food. So a lot of them, chatzelim, shmatzelim, does that. One of the things that are very popular now is are very popular. It's darkoi. It's tomatoes. They put tomatoes in a blender. Tomatoes in a blender. So tomato dip. You put tomatoes in a blender, and then they put in, I don't know, salt and pepper. Yeah,
spices.
Yeah, what can they put already there? And they sell it. Yeah. So a lot of the Bach's books say, oh, the shahakal. What do you mean? Why is shahakal? It's darke bekach. It's the derech. People eat it as the derech.
Maybe you mean.
And the same thing, chatzalim. Chatzalim. So they put a little mayonnaise. So what? They put a little bit mayonnaise.
So many different ways to make chatzalim.
And most of the chatzalim, not who cares most? A lot of the chatzalim, it's very the derech to eat chatzalim that are blended. Like very much the derech. Yeah, right. Baba ganoush.
First was the oven, then blended.
And right, they put in the oven, then they blend it. Now some of them don't blend it; they put in the oven so good that it already comes out. But some of the recipes, they have like today. It's so easy to have a hand blender you buy for $20, and like you put it in the pot. I'm all you made a soup. This you put it in this, you put it like this. Today they have push it $20 as a hand blender. You put it in the
you don't take it out from the pot.
You don't take it out. Machaya. So there's a lot of recipes now. More and more recipes. Now that you have a hand blender, so there'll be so many more recipes. It's so easy. So it's darker bekach. I can't understand how all all these things are shahakal. Even so that's what we're going to learn inside. As I said before, that the Alter Rebbe says that if it's darker bekach, l'chol adeyes. If it's darker bekach, that's even if shinatzuros, it has to be darker bekach. So I don't understand how come all these brochas books will have a problem. Even peanut butter, maybe I want to leave peanut butter for next week, I meant. Even peanut butter. So some say, oh, it's only a memareach. So why not a memareach? I want to leave it for next week, maybe peanut butter.
Nobody makes shako.
But he says here in the book, peanut butter, shahakal.
What do you say about hummus?
Shahakal. Peanut, shahakal.
Everything in the blend and change, it's shahakal.
Milkshake, shahakal. Fruit shake, shahakal.
It's like liquid. It's still not shahakal.
Milkshake, I agree.
A milkshake, I agree, because it's milk and sugar.
Right.
But the kids ask him.
But 40
they made fruity.
40 is not milkshake.
Oh, it's not a milkshake.
It's mamish fruit.
Mamish fruits. With sugar. No, some people make it a little healthy.
Take ice, frozen stuff.
Frozen stuff.
It's delicious.
Delicious. And it fills you up. And it fills you up. And after a lot of people put it without sugar because they want to be healthy.
Right.
So my kids asked me in the summer, Tati, what's the bracha
40
on fruit shakes? So they said, in the brachas book it says that it's shahakal. I was thinking, why should it be shahakal? Probably today in America it's the same strawberries, and it's a big industry, a multi-million-dollar industry. Strawberry, blueberries,
everything.
All these things they sell them now in the store in bags, frozen.
Made
for what?
Made to
put in the blender.
Yeah.
A multi-million-dollar business. You tell me this is not darke bekach? It's not darke bekach? It's hard to imagine. Why should it not be beide priyaitz or beide priyadam? Okay, now, and versteht sich, if you have both, you have strawberries and blueberries and mango and maybe you should go basaroiv. If roiv is priyadam, it should be priyadam. If roiv is priyaitz,
you can't make it the same.
You can't make it the same. You can't separate it. How are you gonna? Should go roiv. So it depends what you put inside. That's it. It's a ventzach.
But how do you know how much on each item? They don't tell you.
No, if you're making it. If they don't tell you, make adama. If you go to the store and they give you have no choice. You make adama.
They have 50% water and 20% whatever. In the house,
what you put?
Only strawberry.
You want strawberry. If you want blueberry. What's if you put mango? You put a lot of mangoes are eights, and a lot of blueberries, and you only put cherries, frozen cherries. All three is eights. And then you put a little bit pineapple and a little bit strawberries. Okay, so better eights. What if you put a lot of banana and a lot of pineapple and a little bit of and a strawberries and a little? It's adoma.
What happens if you add juice to it? Sometimes they add juice. They put it, not only fruit.
And usually when they put the juice, they put a little bit just to make it.
The color and the
Yeah, they put it's bottle. It's just
I think today the oil on the whole world, if you see something liquidy, to make it shako. You go places, you go to market.
but they're not so. They're not. Liquid means, and we learned about this in the last year and a little bit this year. Liquid means like if it goes straight down. If you have to move your tongue to get it down, which a lot of these shakes, they don't just go like this down.
Right.
You have to a little bit thickish. It's not like orange juice. It's not like Avi brings you these bottles from his company, Golden Flow, and
That's Mao's drink.
that's a drink. Okay, verstehe, that's shahako.
Over there, it's 60-75% water and sugar.
And sugar anyway. It's not
Otherwise, you can't make money.
right.
And it's still serious for $19 a bottle.
Yeah, but you make in the house, because that's the fruit shake. It's not mashke. It's not mashke. Yeah. So okay, so let's learn it inside. As I said, but it's very negeya. So okay, Perek Zayin, halacha chav
Page $2.
Yeah, shkoyach. It's kushvidal. Yeah.
Actually, we did learn it.
We did learn it. Yeah, we did learn it. I'm only going to at emesis. I wanted to my computer shticked up a little bit, but emesis it's kedai to do chazar on this. I really want to talk about a few nekudas that we didn't learn, but I was going to make a copy of this that. Okay, but it's better to learn the Alter Rebbe in a venik. This is machtimas. Tamarim shemiyach b'yad. The person took tamarim. And he squeezed it. It's like probably the old-fashioned fruit leather. Like we have today fruit leather, that was there. Fruit leather.
Sticky one.
Yeah. Tomato more sticky. All you got to do is take out the pits, and you go like this, flat, and then you have fruit leather.
Yeah.
Even though that's not the derech, they don't lose the bracha. Because the Torah was not nishtan lagam. This is a chidush. Not all the places can hold. Alter Rebbe holds that this l'chol deis is that way. It's not like chitim. Shav shaloi nitzchu to dak kemach gomor. Liyesh b'em tam chitim urim lachilak tzas chayim. Rafa piken and varkalam beire priyadama. But shakalni b'dvari. When you took chitim and you grind it, it's shahakol. Even if it's not like flour, even if the bigger pieces, doesn't matter. Once you grind it,
I need it like that.
Yeah, it has to be fresh. Yeah. Yeah, similar. Yeah, they don't sell them. It's not delicious.
You don't feel that you eat some.
And also it has to be fresh.
Otherwise,
it already gets hard and it'll just break your teeth. So, and it's not so delicious. It's not like, where they're gonna.
Oh, but it's not like you eat nechita, like bread.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's very priyadoma. If b'mikra you went to a field and you bought from them fresh chita and you want to eat it,
so you're gonna make bread.
Maybe priyadoma. Once you grind it, even if it's big pieces, it's already lost the bracha shakel lemidvarim. And he here in the bottom here, Greip Mishal Melech is crushed buckwheat. So it lost the bracha. Schenken mit Morim, jetzt possession is Malch, Adain Torah Pri Aleim. Aval Eggs Shakotus Shabe Yoiser. But if what happens like eggs that was very squeezed. And the same thing, sesame seeds that the toichenet, which, as we mentioned, that's what's called tachina. It's called tachina. It's called tachina because kipshute. It's tochon. It's tochon. That's why it's called tachina. It's tochon native. Because that's not the derech. So. Number one, it lost it doesn't look anymore like the original fruit. and it's not darken. Aval dover shadarken. If that was yet the derech, go on Zangbel. Or the some if it was Zangbel is a ginger. Or the some shchukim, anything which is spicy that is grinded and muravim zucker. If they mix it with sugar or they cook it with honey. The bracha doesn't change. The same thing, roses. The derech is to cut them, tag them, and to fry them. It still keeps the bracha. Even if it got very, very squeezed. Until it's not nicker what they are. Because also this is called derech achilosa. That's derech achilosa.
Sukkar. With samech.
In
Yiddish it's tzaddik.
Yeah. In Yiddish it's tzaddik. I know it looks funny. It's like Shabbos.
Sukkar.
Sukkar. That's how they write in Yiddish. Sukkar.
Yes.
לא סוכר, כמו שכותבים היום בעברית. כן. כך כותבים ביידיש, סוכר. When the Alter Rebbe wrote it, Mr. Ben Yehuda wasn't born yet. His grandfather wasn't born yet.
But he wrote nice Hebrew here.
I know.
It's beautiful Hebrew.
I understand. But a word like sugar, he didn't come around yet. It wasn't in the dictionary.
It wasn't alive.
It wasn't stealing from the English dictionary.
Sugar.
Yeah.
No, in Hebrew is sukkar. In English it's sugar.
Right.
It's
But yeah, it's fine. They
in Arabic shakar.
Yeah.
Like sukkar, but it's shak.
Shaka.
So shakar.
So if it's the bottom line is the Alter Rebbe says the thing is if it's the derech, then it will keep the bracha even if ein nikah totem. Why? If it's shagamza or derech achilosim, because also this derech achilosim. So Bema says if you go back, and so the poem mamish, the halacha today would be the opposite on both things. The Alter Rebbe says groipin shel melech. According to this opinion, buckwheat. Today in America, it's not so popular to eat buckwheat. Who eats buckwheat? In the frum stores, they bring it in because it's culturally, we come from Eastern Europe. So you ever eat buckwheat, black?
My wife.
Your wife, because her family comes from Romania. That's why.
That's all.
Where they come from? Austria. Same. Europe. They all eat kasha varnichke and this stuff.
You can find it anywhere in America.
You can't find it. But they bring it in the frum stores. They have it like you go to pomegranate, they wolf's kasha, and you have two boxes. Yeah. Wolf's kasha. They have whole kasha, and then they have grind kasha.
Right.
To me, it's the same thing. It
tastes very good if you put good spices.
Like
rice. My wife make it like a rice. Put some spices.
Right. If you know how to cook it, the mastama tastes good. I don't know how to cook it, but if you know how to cook it, the mastama good. It was
and
a very.
healthy.
They say it's pretty good. Yeah. It's supposed to be healthy. So the Alter Rebbe said that buckwheat, it's not the derech for it to be tochum. So, but today it is the derech.
Right.
Today it is the derech. I understand. In the days of the Alter Rebbe,
but in a blender.
In a blender. Why are you going to go betoichen it when you could cook it whole also? Some people betoichen it because I guess whatever. So it wasn't the derech. Lidach techina is the other way around. It wasn't the derech to have. It was not the derech to have sumsum that are tochum. They didn't have falafel with techina. Like I told you when I gave the shiur that Moshe Feinstein, I caught him in one tshuva. I caught him one tshuva. I caught him Moshe Feinstein with a mistake. he says, Tchina, it's not the derech for people to eat Tchina. Oh, he's never been in falafel Tanami. He's never been in Jerusalem.
Tanami is a good falafel.
Yeah, he's never been in Jerusalem.
Things change.
He doesn't. And Moshe doesn't know good food.
Doesn't know what shawarma is.
Yeah. If he ever had a good falafel from Falafel Tanami, he would know that Tzchina is a very derech, but it is the derech. So it versteht sich, it should change today. That Tchina should be. The Alter Rebbe says that Tchina is because ain't dark and bakach. Now it's interesting. The Even Oizer, it's a machlokes. The Even Oizer says that it is dark and bakach. So the shaila is the Even Oizer lived in Germany maybe 50 years before the Alter Rebbe. So what do you think? In Germany, 50 years before the Alter Rebbe, they did have
more advanced.
they had falafel and hummus.
His mother was
No, I think the pshat is like this. If you have to read the whole Ibn Oizer. He says derech zeu derech achilosim derech chanosim. He holds derech means that it's a normal. It's derech achilosim ve'anosim. If you even in the days of the Alter Rebbe, if you took sumsum and you grind it and you made tachina, it's delicious, right? It's not delicious. So if you, what does it mean derech achilosim? Tastes good, or derech achilosim means that most people will say
that's the way to eat it.
Will eat it, or derech achilosim the gavra, or the third way is what the Mishnah Berurah says. The Mishnah Berurah says a lot of different lashonos. It's very hard to be kaveya, but the Mishnah Berurah's lashon is over here when he talks about it. He says, and a lot of poskim quote him. Im roiv derech achilas oisam peiris hol yedei hisuk mevarah b'chosar uyaloi. So from the Mishnah Berurah, it sounds like it's in the chefza. Has to be that at least 51% of this item
eating it
is people eat it. So I'd say that even the Mishnah Berurah will agree that today hummus and tchina should be by the pri adama. Then there's the Alter Rebbe, which the Alter Rebbe says, the Alter Rebbe's lashon we just had is, "V'shegam zeu derech achilos." Kasher lagid that the Alter Rebbe means gam zeh derech achilos.
It's not achilos, but you could also.
It sounds more that most people, and the Shulchan Aruch says that lashon very strong in the Alter Rebbe. Sheroy b'nei adam gam ken oichel enoiseh. It means that most people, if you give them a good falafel, they'll eat it. If you give them a good plate of hummus, they'll eat it. If you give them some peanut butter, they'll eat it. You give them crushed tomatoes, resek gevaniot, they'll eat it. In Israel, there used to be, remember Malawa was not so popular today. Malawa is not.
Sabra make it. You say
Sabra, you can still buy from Sabra. Today in Israel, they used to sell it in every corner with the pizza, right? Not anymore, right? So they used to sell it with the resek gevaniot, right?
And
a hard-boiled egg. You see, I've been in Israel a couple of times. So
they have a store in Kibbutz Highway, and he's 7 or 8. It's called Seuda.
Mm-hmm.
That's a takeout of Syria. Lying there all the time. The tahina they make, I don't like it, but my family like it. Put a lot of lemon. You test the lemon. I said, tahina, you put living, but mamash lemon. You put it in your mouth, you see lemon.
You're supposed to taste the sesame seeds.
Right, but the Syrian like lemon.
Uh-huh.
My son brings us Sprite sometimes, and he buy from there. They bring us hummus, tahina, baganoush from him. It's delicious. From Seuda. Yeah. You do also weddings. I did my 2 bar mitzvah, my 2 boys. She was the caterer.
So that's like a gvaniot, for example. Maybe we're not going to say roif tomatoes. I'm not even sure. But
for sure, there's one that you use only for cooking and frying, and there's one that you can
eat. Yes. So the one that you cook only for cooking and frying, we'll talk next week.
Because, like ketchup.
Right, like ketchup. I want to leave it for next week. But esek agvaniot that people use that they serve it, they'll give you malawa or and then the side in a bowl they give you a hard-boiled egg with some esek agvaniot.
But nobody will say when you want to eat ketchup, just the ketchup.
No, so ketchup we'll
nobody's
talk.
Going to say Adom. Right?
No.
Nobody.
So that we'll talk. But here, so I think if so, here we'll page Kufyud base. It's really a shtickle chazorah.
They make shakshuka. They make also with resek agvaniot. They have already
right.
Yeah, but this is a different resek agvaniot. It's not the same like you.
No, that's spices.
No, but the resek agvaniot is different. It's thick.
Okay, I want to talk about that too. I want to talk about shakshuka too. Actually, it's a good. So I think like this. So to summarize, I think there's 3 shittas. What does it mean, derech? 3 shittas. We see that the Even Oizer says derech achilos and he probably means he doesn't. I don't think he argued in the Mitzias with the Alter Rebbe and the other poskim. In the days of the Avnoz and the Alter Rebbe, it was the same thing. They didn't have Israeli falafel and trina. It's just that even in the days of the Alter Rebbe, you could have enough from eating it. So to him, that was already good enough to be derech. The Alter Rebbe says the loshen shegam zehu derech achilosin. And from the Shulchan Aruch, several Lashonis, it seems to me that
What do you mean gamza?
Gamza?
By the way,
whatever. It's like most people, if you give it to them, they'll say, "Yeah, this is delicious." And the Mishnah Berurah's Lashon, as I said a minute ago, it sounds that it's in the Chefza. So I think that's the three shittas that you have. Now, not all the places can really hold it. We go by derech. I think this is where also some of the Achronim might get confused. Shaila is the Mishnah Berurah. Funny thing is the Mishnah Berurah, his psak, he quotes from Graz, but the Alter Rebbe never said that the roiv is in the Hefza. The Alter Rebbe clearly holds the roiv is in the Gabra. So, and there's also other lashonis in the Mishnah Berurah that are not. So I'm not sure he really meant it, but that's what Achronim bring him as a. But what's taka? Where does it go back to? It goes back to the Gemara. The Gemara that's the shoyrish of this whole thing. The Gemara says trima, boire prioates. Trima is dates that they used to squeeze and they used to make like fruit leathers. Boire prioates. So
that's cool. It's flatted.
Flatted, yeah. They take out the gerin, and that's the opening thing.
That's the opening.
Right.
Right.
Right. So there, the Truma Sadeshin says he thinks it's a machlokas or Rishonim. Rashi says shemiach ktsas, and the Rambam says shemiach biyad vehoitze gerinen v'osam isa. That means osa isa means it's like it's miu harbe. The Truma Sadeshin thinks it's a machlokas. And then the Truma Sadeshin says, "But wait a minute. The Gemara says, in Gemara Yuma, it's a Gemara we learned 2 years ago, whatever. The Gemara says, "Hai zangbala deosam behandua." That they bring from Hoidu, they bring such a zangbila, which is ginger that's grinded with honey or sugar mixed inside. The Gemara says there's no bishalakim, there's no giulayakim, whatever, and the bracha is very priadoma. So he has a whole the Tur has an argument with this Chavedim, and then he's moided to them, and he's because Shar the Girs in the Gemara, he's moided to them that the Taka the Bracha is very pri Adam. So the Tumas Adeshin asked, "Hey, the Bracha is very pri Adam, but it's grinded." So he says, "Nah, because over here we don't care that it's grinded because darko. This is darker, it's the derech. So because it's the derech, we don't care that it's grinded." That's what Turma Sadeshin said.
So when you buy sushi, they give you ginger.
No, those are really pieces. Those are emes pieces. No, that's be'emes b'yre priyadama. It's not tochen. You know what's tochen is wasabi. The wasabi, that's tapke tochen heitev. It's a different thing. It's very spicy. That's the wasabi.
The green one?
The green one.
So they don't put ginger at all?
No, next to it, they put ginger next to it. There's two different things.
Right.
There's the ginger. The ginger is mamish. It's flat. Right. They just take it in the machine.
Like you do apple, but they do it.
Yeah, very thin.
Pickled
ginger. That's mamish beri priyadamas. Below
you see pieces. Yeah.
The wasabi is taka good shaila. Because the wasabi is
made out of wasabi.
It's some type of vegetable. You're asking a good shaila. I'm going to blina there. I'm going to look it up.
It's green and very, very spicy.
I don't know if it's bad. The makoida green could be they put a chemical to make it green. Just like the ginger for many years, all the ginger was red until people said the food coloring. Who wants food coloring? Mishigasa. Who needs food coloring? No, Amol. But the Baruch Hashem lately they don't do that anymore. It was a mishigas. All the stores used to give ginger and it was red. But in order to make it red, the companies put in color. And the color is stamazoi, chemicals. Who needs it? The ginger is good. It's healthy.
Ground by itself, you take it and you grind it.
They took something healthy and
they made it. So now Taka, most of the stores give it without it's good. But the wasabi, I'm sure look it up, the wasabi. The emes is the wasabi is really a chelik of Ashayla now. So the Zangbilo, he says, I'm moide to my chavedim that the right gears in the Gemara is it's very priyadoma. So so the Beis Yosef asks, the Beis Yosef says, you see, now most of the Rishonim hold like that Rambam. You see, because you see, Zangbila is crushed, it's mamish, it's like made into a powder, and then they mix it with honey and sugar, and it still keeps the bracha. Is the Charai the Rambam is gerech. The Tur is moide and all. The Loch is like the Rambam, but the Trumas Hadeshin doesn't. The whole says no. What do you, this story of the Gemara that says Zangbila is nothing to do with the Machlokes of the Rambam and Rashi. It's the derech, because it's the derech. So everyone is moide when it's the derech. The funny thing is, Tumas Hadeshin says it the efsher. He doesn't say it as a full teretz. But the Alter Rebbe nemt the son lahalocha l'maisa that that's the halacha. The Magen Avraham holds not that way. The whole Magen Avraham says that the vrodim shchukim keep the bracha because it's not shochuk so much. But if it would be shochuk, hodek heitev, would take lose its bracha. It would take lose. No, the Alter Rebbe says that that if it was vrodim, that's what he says. שדרך החילוסן לאחותכם דק דק לתג נברך למחוסם ואפילו קדושים ביוסף. Right. You're right. He says, "V'chein b'rodin yitzim perish derech losem malachotchem dak dak l'tag nevarch lem bechosem." Afilu k'tushim b'yosef ad sheini k'torim klal l'fi shegam zo derech hachilosem. The Magen Avraham says, "Imu k'tushim b'yosef." That's not what the Shulchan Aruch meant. When the Gemara says Zangbil is b'yode priyadom, it meant it wasn't kotush b'yosef b'yosef. It was kotush mamish b'yosef. Then Wataka would be a machloikis and wouldn't be so posh. The funny thing is the Mishnah Berurah, I don't understand why, but in the one hand he passes like the Alter Rebbe that that it has to do with derech achilosam, but then when he talks about brodim shchukim, he says it has to be that it's not shochem b'yosef. Maybe shochem b'yosef would be a problem. I don't understand why. Why did he have to pass like the Magen Avraham and the Alter Rebbe? Like you pass in one way or this way. See, in b'mekoides shel advorim,
maybe just the Metzias. Shaila what it was in the fine.
No, it's a machloikis in how do you learn the Gemara and Yuma. The Beis Yosef said that most of the poets can hold like the Rambam. Why? Because they're goyres in the Gemara that Zangbil is beide priyadoma and Zangbil is grinded very strongly. It's the Charai that the Rambam is gerech that even if it's grinded very much, you never lose your bracha. But the Trumas Hadeshin says, no, not darken. He doesn't hold. How do you hold it darken? How do you? So then that's the Trumas Hadeshin. Trumas Hadeshin says, don't bring me the Gemara of Zangbila because it's darken bekach. So and now I have a Rambam and a Rashi, so I don't know how to pass him. So therefore, it's a Savak Ashok.
The Rambam said, even if it's not that.
Because the Rambam and Rashi were talking about Tmorim, Trima, the Gemara in Brochas. So the Trumas Hadeshin says, don't bring me the Gemara about Zangbila in Yuma, because that's talking because it's Darkon. So, the Darkon. Don't bring me that Gemara. But the Beis Yosef does bring that Gemara, because the Beis Yosef doesn't hold that Darkon or not Darkon has anything to do with our Sugya. So he says the fact that the Gemara, we go this in the Gemara, that Zangbila is by the Priyadama. So you see that the Haloch is like the Rambam, and the Haloch is not like Rashi. So you see from this that you can't pick. There's one road to pick. Either you fa'emfert that the l'chul alma baderech it doesn't lose its brach, and therefore it's a suffix a shakel between Rambam and Rashi. I don't know what about it's talking about what says. Or you say that no, that Gemara, there's no such thing as derech, not derech, and that Gemara is a right that the Rambam is right, and the loch is like the Rambam, and that's talking the way the Beis Yosef paskins. I don't know why the Mishnah Berurah brings this and this. Anyway, but the Alter Rebbe, he holds of derech. So let's summarize. Tumas Hadeshin came up with a brilliant chidush that the two Gemaras have nothing to do. Over there, and the Gemara says that the candies that come from Hoidu are beide priyadoma, even though it's very shachuk, because that's the derech. I mean, the Gemara here says trima, which is fruit leather, is a machloikas Rashi and the Rambam. There's two different sugyas. Because over here it's not the derech. It wasn't the derech in Eretz Yisrael in those days to make out of dates to make it into fruit leather, and it's Rashi and the Rambam. That's the suffix ashokul, and that's the way the Trumas Hadeshin learns, and that's what the Alter Rebbe paskins. Now, what's derech? Three ways to learn derech. A lot of Acharenu are learning the Mishnah Brura means that the chefza has to be 51% of this item is which is a pella why he would say such a thing and or whatever. That's the way they're learning in the Mishnah Brura. Then there is what seems to me in the Alter Rebbe, it's on the Gavra, that most of the people, if you gave it to them, they would like it. And then you have the Even Oizer, who says, as long as it's edible, no one's going to say it's ich. Okay. I mean, moving that for us that are learning now, the Alter Rebbe said the Birchos Hanehenin, and the Alter Rebbe is a very strong posek. In the Mishnah Brura, it's a little suffix what he meant. There's other little shyness. Even Oizer is a lot. Anyway, we're passing like the Alter Rebbe. So therefore, this brings me to my beef with. I called Rabbi Newman. I left him a few messages. He wrote a brachas guide according to the Piskei Dinu Admar Zaken. It's published by Kahos with this in the back as an appendix. And then he goes through all these things. To him, hummus is shahakal, and tchina is shahakal, resek agvaniot is shahakal, peanut butter is shahakal, potato kugel is shahakal, unless you could see the pieces. Shumushamayim. Everything that the Alter Rebbe holds clearly that anything that's gamze uderech achilosan lekuli alma, because that Gemara in Yom is lekuli alma. Zangbila is the girsi, the awesome band do is better priyadama because it's the derech. And a simple Gemara, a simple husband, and that's all Alter Rebbe paskins. It's lekuli alma. So
you don't need hummus plain.
Huh?
You don't need hummus plain.
You do.
You do it with carrot. You do it with something.
Like we eat hummus.
You don't need hummus plain. You eat china plain or drink.
So first of all, that I want to talk. I want to deal with it next week. I want to be. I think that the halacha would stay the same even if it's used as a cream for something else. But I'm saying even if you're not eating it plain, you're eating it with something else as a memareya. I think it would be the din would be the same.
So why, you take a separate on it?
No, you wouldn't.
Now that you're eating it by yourself.
No, I'm saying if you would eat it by yourself.
It's like eating ketchup.
I'm not so sure what the din is by ketchup. I want to deal with it.
Yeah.
But right now, I want to talk about hummus. Hummus, emes take. I wouldn't care. Even if they don't eat it with a spoon, even if they eat it, they take a carrot lamazagin and dip it into the hummus. Yeah. I wouldn't say. But say they didn't. The carrot is a bad example. Carrot. Say you take a piece of apple.
Piece of fish.
Yeah. Say. So depends. Depends. Could be that a person put it to make a good time to the fish. A fish, I'm not sure. But when people eat it with peiros and yerokas hummus, I wouldn't say it's to be moisav time to the yerik. I would say it's the other way around. Sometimes people want to fill their stomach and they want to snack. Hummus is very filling. Elamai, give you a stomach ache. If you eat it with some carrots, so tzazamen.
It's healthy. It's a protein.
Right. So this is less healthy, but it fills your stomach. And I wouldn't say that the hummus is mareya for the carrot. I wouldn't say it's. I mean, lapel, they're both the same bracha. But Ilu Yitzur, he ate it with something else.
Let's say a cracker.
Right. So. So yeah. It could be a person who says, no, I want a cracker, and it gives a little bit. It would be totally taka in the person. But I wouldn't say that, the hummus is shahakal because it's a memareach. Even if you're going to argue to me that ketchup is a memareach, and in your mind it's simple that ketchup is shahakal, which is not so simple to me, but not by hummus, not by potato kugel. Maybe peanut butter you're going to argue with it. Even peanut butter, I'm not so sure because so much people today like to enjoy the peanut butter again.
Yeah, I saw people take
Right.
smoking about it. I don't know how they do it, but they do it.
So again, I can't say if you go like Mishnah Brura, can't say roiv of the peanuts are eaten as peanut butter like this. No. Yeah. But
some people do it.
But you could say gamza derech achilosan. It is the derech.
People do enjoy it.
So
potato kugel, sure.
And potato kugel for sure. Was dat ze redden? Potato kugel. Even though the guy invested in potato.
No, I didn't get the shako potato. I don't get it.
I don't know. It's a pella, but I didn't make it. I'm reading it to you. Here, you see? You're right. Here. Yeah.
The only limud zchut I could say on him is like we learned that if you don't know what the sprache, make shaka.
You're right. It's potato kugel. The pieces of potato kugel are not visible. Shahakal. Funny. He has another funny thing. I have to ask him like that. He writes potatoes. He says cooked, mashed, fried is Adam. Good. Next, potatoes instant, reconstituted is shahakol. Okay, I can hear. We can argue one way or the other way.
Because most
But
of it is not potatoes.
He says because it's like Pringles, and most achronim hold that Pringles are shahakol. Why? Because the Pringles, the potatoes are cooked and turned into flour, and then it was turned into Pringles. So it's like a panim chadoshes ba'olakan. Not everyone holds that way. I think Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach held that Pringles are doma. He said if you're going to take the flour and turn it into cookies, Pesach cookies, it's like pas kitnias. It's like a panim chadoshes ba'olakan. But here, what you really did is
Calling it potato chips though.
right. You're calling it potato chip. When you took the potatoes and you turned them into flour, and now you're in a Pesach program, you turned it into a pizza pie, and you're trying to convince everyone that this is a pizza pie. So they could say it's not it's shakal because panul chadosh is b'olakan. You can't say it's potato. No one's telling you I'm giving you potato and cheese. I'm telling you I'm giving you pizza. I'm giving you cookies. I'm giving you macaroons. But Shlomo Zalman said Pringles. I'm trying to tell you that this is potato chips. Elamai, it was yesh v'yesh v'ayin be'emtza. So, so someone I could see other arguments of Shlomo Zalman say, listen, once you lose your bracha, you never get it back. Okay, you could see this way, that way, but he is like this. Let me read it to you. Potatoes reconstitute a shahakol. If cooked potatoes is turned into powder, it's adoma. So I don't understand. I don't understand why. Once it turns into a powder, what he's eating the powder he's talking about? If cooked potatoes are turned into a powder, and he ate the powder, who eats the powder?
Dehydrated potatoes.
People eat the powder.
Well, maybe talking about
He means that later you mix the water, and you. So why is it? But he writes before that potatoes instant reconstituted as shahakol. If cooked potatoes turned into powder, it's Chinese to me. Here,
Right.
here, look at this. Like, what's the Pirush Amilas? Yeah.
I learned that potato kugel is Adam. Why? Because potatoes you don't need raw; this has to be cooked. As opposed to applesauce, apples you can eat raw. That's why applesauce is shahakal, even though that's pureed and potato kugel is made.
Right.
One is cooked and one can eat raw, one can't eat raw.
I make beurre creates on potato on applesauce.
Birchos and applesauce.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
Because it's also, but that's the derech. It's on applesauce. Even if it's nishtanu tzurosoi, but that's the derech. It's a multi-million-dollar business in America, applesauce. Find me a grocery store or a department store, or a what's called store where you can't buy applesauce.
But that has nothing to do with the bracha.
Sure, as it says, it's if it's pureed, and that's the derech achila. All the shittas will agree that it doesn't lose its bracha. So how can applesauce lose its bracha? I'm not even sure. It could be even if you would read the Mishnah Berurah that holds that the chefza 51% has to be. I'm not even sure what 51% of apples in America goes to. Maybe even 51% goes to applesauce. Maybe. But especially if you're going to say that the Mishnah Berurah didn't mean it, the Alter Rebbe clearly didn't mean it, it has to be the derech. Normal people, if you give them a plate of applesauce, they're not going to say, what's this? What is this? I'm going to throw it in your face. Applesauce. They'll eat it. So
with latkes.
The latkes is boire priya doma, and the applesauce is boire priya eitz. I believe Sofik is sveike. How could someone make an argument about this?
But when you eat the applesauce on the latke, which is the tuffle, which is the ikar? It's like putting a herring on eating the herring, but
The kartoffel.
so the herring is the ikar. You make a shahakal. That was like.
No, that's what I said before. Holding the person. A person really wants to eat the potato latke, and he just wants a little bit of applesauce to give it a time. It's not the point. It's not a little, a lot. But I'm saying, person wants the potato latke, and he wants a little bit of applesauce to give a time to his latke. Okay, so it's very priyadoma. But if he just likes to eat because he likes the hot and the cold and the spicy and the sweet, whatever, that he likes the taste of the two things together, and they're not cooked together, so there's definitely two separate brachas, boire priya dama and boire priya eitz. you should be magdam boire creates because it's toiv yosa to be magdam boire creates. That's it.
So if you eat applesauce as a dessert, when you may have moitzi, that applesauce according to that shita would be a 8. You have to make a separate bracha.
Yeah. As I said in the introduction when we started learning tonight, that I think, especially if you're writing this is according to the Alter Rebbe, but I think even other brachas books are based on a lot of poskim, but who wrote things that just like the Alter Rebbe wrote that crushed buckwheat is not the derech. Today, if you buy Wolf's Kasha, there's one row of Wolf's Kasha that are whole, and another row of Wolf's Kasha that are crushed. Because to the company, it's not they put it through a blender. It's man of the Alter Rebbe. If you have to go crush it, you have to go to Beis Hatchina with the hand. It's a big headache. You break your fingers. So it wasn't the derech. There's so many things that maybe wasn't the derech. Even like I said before, in the last maybe 20 years, so many more things became the derech because they invented a hand blender. Samol, when I was a child, in the house when they made soup and they blended it, they used to cook it. You have to put it into from the pot into a blender, they cool it because it's hot, it's plastic, it's and today is no big deal for 18, 20 hot soup. You put it in it's done. So it's becoming more and more derech hachilosen to have things that are blended in. So even though it's not nikir in ganzen, and again, like the Alter Rebbe, according to Mishipuri could say, if it's mamish not nikir, so much not nikir, the Alter Rebbe doesn't have these chilukim. The Alter Rebbe says, I don't care how much it was. The only time the Alter Rebbe has a problem is, as we said before, when something is turned into flour and turned into paskitnis, like the Pesach items. Like we spoke about coconut flour, almond flour, potato flour, and then you start making cookies out of it, you start making cakes out of it, you start making, okay, that's different. That's different. It's like a param chadash's bowl. Okay. So, we'll learn one more halacha, then we'll stop. Shem peris mavushalam or metagonim shenemoicher de bishul kagon udgoni shekar metagonim v'nishtanim mohusam v'torim hoyel v'ein zu derech chilasam. That's not the derech. So pavidla is more like he writes. Pavidla is jam. So it's ain't there derech chilasam v'rashaklim b'dvore. Again, I'm not sure. But bisman hazeh it's that way.
Why you eat jam?
Okay, so again, that we have to.
Depends what.
אבל אם לא נמויכו לגמרי בבישול, רק שנסרסקו ונסמכו ודאי מהמושן קיים וניקר מוסם ותורם, if it was ניקר מוסם ותורם, לא נשתנה ביחוסם, אף על פי שאין זו דרך החילוס. Okay, we'll leave it at this, and then we'll.
So do
do it Simanama, very important. This whole Tishrei, we were learning the avoidance, the korbanos, as we're going on.